You're telling me in 2024, women still are not able to go home and take off of work during their menstrual cycles. Why is this not a thing?
Because employers pay women to work, not bleed.
I don't understand it because I have really painful periods.
That's not my problem. It's yours.
I know that I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of women, and I still have taken things for it. Like, it doesn't fix it, but it is a really awkward situation trying to go to your managers, especially me working in a male-dominated...
Oh, shut up.
Sweetie, listen. In 2024, women are equal to men, and men don't complain about periods. So man up and do your job.
This is why guys aren't dating right now. And it's because a lot of them are just grinding, right?
This is just my take as a 26-year-old who dated a 31-year-old man who waited till he was in the peak of his career to start dating seriously. At first, yes, I was impressed that he had a good career and he had his own apartment and he seemed to be mature. But once I started dating him, I realized that he lacked a lot of skills to have a successful, healthy, long-term relationship that's sustainable. He had no emotional intelligence or maturity. He lacked conflict resolution skills. He didn't know how to repair a relationship. He didn't know how to validate a partner's emotions and feelings. He didn't know how to compromise. And those are all skills that you can learn and pick up as you go through meaningful romantic relationships in your 20s. But yeah, any woman who has self-worth and self-esteem is not going to put up with any of that. So you can grind and wait till you're 30 and you might get the hot girl for a month or two, but once she realizes that you have no relationship skills, she's going to leave.
And he's gonna get a new hot girl and go about his life. On the other hand, the hot girl who left is gonna hook up with another high-value man that's gonna treat her the same, so she's gonna keep repeating the process. She's gonna keep adding to her body count up until she hits the wall and realizes that men in their prime who look good and make a lot of money don't need to resolve conflicts or validate a woman's fifis or compromise with you. If you displease them, they'll just replace you.
By now, everyone has seen or heard of the fact that conservative men are struggling and dating in this political climate.
Actually, that's just something you TikTok women made up. Old school conservative men don't complain about their fifis to strangers.
So here's a couple of takes on this. Number one, there's a lot of girls stitching saying if that they see that a man is conservative on a dating app, it's a double right. And I have a one up on that. If I see if a man is a double C, I call it a double hit. A Christian conservative? No. Because that doesn't happen overnight. That goes to show me that you come from a long line of Christian nationalists who are...
Yeah, whatever. Listen, is this you without makeup?
Y'all want to know something? Remember though...
Sweetie, I think the interaction between you and a conservative man would go something like this.
Am I your type?
No, not really.
Thank you. I have a really, really big butt.
You finished? Bruh.
In any case, I see you had a 3-minute rant prepared for us, but we're busy with Christian conservative man stuff, so please, go find Jesus.
He ain't got time for your problems. He busy.
Oh, in that case, just go away.
on board with Project 20.
I want to start this video by saying that I'm not asking for money and I'm not asking for sympathy. What I'm asking for is if you are a young 14, 16, 21-year-old girl, listen up. I drove to the grocery store. I need to grab some milk and bread and a couple things, flipped open the bank app on my phone, and I've been sitting in my car crying ever since because I never have enough money. And why do I never have enough money? Because when I was a 19-year-old girl, I fell in love. My Mormon faith told me that I was supposed to be a stay-at-home mom. I got married. I started having babies. I dropped out of college. I never had a career. My only jobs that I ever had in life were a waitress at the Olive Garden and managing a pretzel maker in a mall. Oh, my first couple years of marriage, I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, so I bought a windshield business. I was 20.
Interesting. Not a lot of 20-year-olds can buy an entire business when they're 20, so tell me, whose money did you use to buy that business, considering you only worked 2 minimum wage jobs and you were a stay-at-home mom for a full year before you bought that business? Uh-huh. How much you guys willing to bet she used her husband's money to buy that business? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section.
And my Mormon stake president reminded me that women weren't supposed to work, so I quit my own business, handed it over to my husband, took my name off of it.
And if your quote-unquote Mormon state president told you to go jump off a cliff, would you? You know God gave us free will for a reason.
I would work our family business throughout the next 24 years of my marriage, but I never got paid. I didn't have a salary. My name wasn't on it. I literally worked for room and board. That's it. I would eventually also launch a custom home building company with my uncle as the architect and my friends as the builder, my designs, my realtor.
Well, that's very impressive. Whose money did you use to launch that business, considering you said that you earned no money from the other business and you only worked for room and board? You guys want to take another guess?
Bruh.
But again, because my husband was the man, his name was on all of the projects, his name was on the business.
And he was also the one on the construction site with the construction workers managing the actual construction in the Arizona sun while you were chilling in an air-conditioned house.
I remember one of the last custom homes that I built, we sold it and made about a $260,000 profit. That money all went into his bank account. I didn't even have a bank account. I should have said that in the beginning. I never had a bank account.
Sweetie, there's only so much... How can I put this in a YouTube-friendly way? There's only so much personal recklessness that you can blame on others. At some point, you gotta look in the mirror and realize that the actual problem is staring you in the face.
Anyway, that house sells, the money goes in the bank. I just asked if I could buy myself a piano with the money. I had worked on building that house for 2 years. All of the money went into his bank account. Nothing was under my name. I got a piano, and I got a free house to live in, and I got groceries. So I found myself divorced at age 44 just 5 years ago, and within just a few months, I was living in my car. While he made about $250,000, he would eventually quit that job so that he wouldn't have to pay alimony and child support. He has only paid alimony one time ever in the 5 years since we've been divorced. Once ever. Right after my divorce, I remember being really confident about my ability to get a job, so I put together a resume. I remember one of the first interviews that I had as a management position for a windshield company, similar to the one that we had run. And the man actually laughing as he was interviewing me, like he was really sympathetic. He wasn't being a douchebag, but he was laughing. And he's like, so let me get this straight. You helped manage your family windshield business with your husband, but you were mostly a stay-at-home mom, and all you did was like the marketing and the hiring, firing, and some of the strategy for the business.
So it was actually the husband who did the actual heavy lifting in the family business.
I'm shocked.
I'm not.
But it became really apparent that I needed so many more skills to have any type of management job. I couldn't even work the basic computers. He told me in the interview, please don't apply for any more jobs like this. You are not qualified at all. You're not capable of doing this unless you go back to school and get your degree or get some different experience. And so I ended up, my first job after my divorce was $11 an hour, 4 hours a day, working as an assistant to a school teacher in an elementary school. I made $44 a day. For 24 years, I lived in $1 million homes. I vacationed all over the world. I spent my summers in Hawaii.
Wait a minute. Didn't you say you worked for room and board?
I literally worked for room and board. I could buy myself $500 jeans, diamond tennis bracelets. We had boats and RVs and whatever I wanted. Whatever I wanted. I lived in $1 million homes. I vacationed all over the world. I spent my summers in Hawaii. I could buy myself $500 jeans, diamond tennis bracelets. We had boats and RVs and whatever I wanted. I literally worked for room and board.
Well, apparently room and board in $1 million houses and expensive vacations all over the world, and apparently stupidly expensive clothes. I mean, seriously, who buys $500 jeans? The last jeans I bought were $20. Oh, and also diamond tennis bracelets. I had no idea these were a thing. And also several boats and RVs and stuff like that. You know, 20% with a little bit of logic sounds like you were living like a princess and wanted for nothing, and all you had to do was help with the family business a little, which makes me wonder why you divorced your husband. Was it because he could only provide the princess lifestyle and you wanted the galactic empress lifestyle?
Yeah, pretty much.
You a damaged goods lady.
So I had my 5th surgery in 2 years, 2 weeks ago, and I'm supposed to be in bed resting, and I can't because I've worked 7 days a week since my divorce 5 years ago, which is why I'm covered in paint and looking like crap. We actually have a 4-day weekend here in Tucson, and since my partner isn't working, he's working on furniture flip partner projects with me. I have no retirement. I have no savings, no education, no resume. I was almost a straight A student throughout all of my education. I went to college at age 17. I had dreams for my future.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I'm working so hard to get myself out of just perpetual side hustle hell. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wonder why. Why I didn't have a backup plan.
Actually, you did have a backup plan, sweetie. Because you see, your government gives all of you lovely American women the safety net of alimony and child support. So, if you ever get bored of your husband, you can divorce him and still force him to pay for your princess lifestyle. And if you ask me, that's why 80 to 90% of divorce is initiated by women, because they know that safety net exists. What you didn't bank on, though, was your ex-husband preferring to quit a $250,000 job so he wouldn't have to pay you the lion's share of that money while you're out playing hide the eggplant with another man who doesn't even have a job.
Pathetic.
And if you ask me, he took the more dignified route, unlike his ex-wife.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.